This is the 91st minute.
Manchester United tiptoe past the scary Wolves in their season opener on Monday night. I'm assuming there's a lot of Wolves in Wolverhampton. I didn't really think about it, but I'm assuming they got the name from somewhere. There's not many Wolves. Okay. Anyways, we scraped by Wolves. Tight 1-0 win. I'll just kind of go off about this. We were shit. We played like absolute shit. But it was nice to get the win. I mean, at the end of the day, it's the league. It's not like the 3 points are in the bag. Sure, the goal difference, not great. But we were just horrible. I mean, it felt like we couldn't keep possession, this is something I talked about. A lot of people were talking about Onana's going to transform in the way we play and etc. But, there's 11 players. The goalkeeper is just one player. It's a team sport. Possession is a team tactic. And if you're passing to players who cannot retain the ball, we got problems. And that's what happened. And Wolves just picked us apart over and over and over again. And it was just a little embarrassing. Lisandro Martinez got an early yellow card. Ten Hag subbed him off at halftime. He could have been sent off very easily. Mateus Cunha, the former Atletico player, looked really, really good for Wolves. Wolves and Mateus Nunes as well. Wolves had some really good performances. They have a left back, Aitnori, who played really well as well. Wolves definitely deserved a point. And obviously, we'll get to the big decision at the end of the match. But, it's good to see United scrape by even when we're playing bad. We didn't fold under pressure and concede some stupid goal. Onana had some big saves, which is good to see as well. Obviously, the Mason Mount, Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro midfield partnership is coming under a lot of pressure already. Obviously, Mason Mount is seen by many fans from the outside as our big star guy or whatever. But I don't see it that way. But he did not have the best game. Really, no one had a good game. Sancho and Eriksen came on, and they had good games. And Aaron Wan-Bissaka had a good game. Andre Onana had a good game. That's it. No one else had good games. And that was really disappointing to see. But, we scraped by the win. And, and I mentioned as I was watching it that if we play like this against Spurs, we're going to get slapped. We are going to get slapped by Spurs, I'm telling you. Spurs, they take care of the ball so well right now under Ange that, once we give the ball away, they're much better at possession than we are at this moment. But yeah, I don't know. It was a bad game. I'm glad it's over. I'm glad we got the 3 points. A nice ball in from Wan-Bissaka from the wing into Varane, who heads it home. But yeah, we looked pretty dreadful. Anything besides that final penalty decision, Garnacho looked bad. I mean, like if you want me to, I could just keep going and just get player ratings, and they're all going to be 4s and 5s. Sancho, Eriksen.
I guess. We don't need to dissect the game minute by minute.
Exactly.
Obviously, United were not at their best, and when you're at home at Old Trafford on the opening day of the season, you want it to be a much better performance.
Much better.
And I'm going to psychoanalyze Cart here, guys, like he does.
Yeah,
I'm sure Cartwheel was thinking, I'm sure he was sat there looking glum and thinking, it's over. All my talk of Ten Hag and his cooking is just gonna come back and no, I'm kidding.
Not quite.
I'm kidding. But 23 shots for Wolves in this game. They, what's gonna come and haunt them is they're gonna have games where they're going to have to find a way to put those away. That's just that's what's going to cost them. I mean, Wolves struggled last year. I think most people thought they were better than that anyway. Whether or not this is a sign that they're much improved coming into the season, I don't know. Or was it just one of those performances? Either way, as you said, you got 3 points, and if it was me, I would be looking at that. That's the only positive I would take out of the game. But it would be that. And then, yeah, you just let me know when we're going to talk about the Onana situation.
Yeah, well, I mean, anything else about the game, Hoff, you want to mention?
I just wanted to say I was really impressed with Wolves. Cunha looked really good. Yeah, you said Cunha, Nunez, Aït-Nouri. I can't even say his name. Lopetegui, there we go. When he left, like, what was it, last week? A week and a half ago, whenever, I thought that was an indictment on just the state of the squad. I guess it was probably looking at how they played today. There's a lot of talent there. It may have been a case of him not getting players that he wanted or players out that he wanted to get out. I don't know. But I definitely thought, and they still might, because it's only been one match, I thought that they were going to struggle this year. But if they play like that, I don't see them at least fighting relegation. Mid-table was a very realistic target if they perform like that throughout the year.
Yeah, I think they had the lowest goals scored, I think with 31 last season. So yeah, they're looking for goals, and Raul Jimenez has left for Fulham as well, and he was injured for a bit of last season as well. So yeah, they got to find some goals. They made some great opportunities. Let's jump to the last decision of the match, which is the big one. Andre Onana goes up to challenge a crossed-in ball, kind of comes pretty far off his line. And there are two Wolves players, Michael Dawson and I think it's Michael Dawson, and someone, a teammate in front of him.
Craig.
And how is it?
Craig Dawson, sorry.
Craig Dawson, sorry. Michael Dawson is an old Spurs guy.
Yep.
And Onana goes up, misses the ball. Craig Dawson heads it, but Onana takes out the player in front of the Wolves player in front of Dawson, and it looks pretty bad. It looks pretty bad. VAR apparently checks it. They didn't check it, and then the ref goes to the sideline and gives a yellow card to Gary O'Neill on the sideline. Let's talk about it. Was it a penalty? What was the ref correct to not give that call? What are your thoughts, Milo?
I mean, I think it's a penalty, and it's debatable about a red card. I don't know. Like, I'll be full disclosure here. I watched the extended highlights, and I watched that incident live. I didn't see any of the replays. I've not seen any of the reverse angles. I literally saw that full speed, whatever the TV view was for that moment. And my initial reaction was penalty. I haven't changed my mind, but again, I've not seen any evidence to suggest otherwise yet. The more I read about it, everybody is saying it was definitely a penalty. Also, where is it now? I pulled this up earlier. The select Group 1 manager at PGMOL has come out and already apologized for the non-award of a blatant penalty.
Yeah. Yep.
So this is, like, honestly, we can get into this deeper as well if you want, because you probably don't want to talk about the United performance that much, but like,
we can talk about whatever.
But for this to happen on week 1, and they have to come out and say that on week 1 of the Premier League, it just makes me feel like we're not making progress here on the whole VAR thing. Like, how is this happening? How? It's inexcusable. If he's saying, I've got to come out and apologize, we've made a mistake already, instantly fire the VAR guy, make sure that ref doesn't ref another Premier League game all season, and let's move on to somebody that can do the job.
How does that not get sent to the official, the on-field official, for a review? Was there is there a reason behind that, like why it wasn't sent to him?
Here's the theorized thing. Yeah, I agree. It's a penalty. In my mind, I was like, damn, it's a penalty. We almost scraped one. I was like, do we have enough time to get another one? I don't think so. It's like, damn, one point. That's all. Honestly, that's where I was. The whole game was so, abject that I was just like, okay, the Wolves deserve this. It is what it is. But apparently, it's because it was the goalkeeper, right? There's an argument that Onana ran into the player that wasn't playing the ball, right? He didn't prevent a player from playing the ball, but that's
But he punched a player in the head.
Well, he didn't punch a player in the
at full
head.
speed, or it clattered into him.
He clattered into him, yeah. So
Which
it's
is
like
a foul.
Yeah, it's a foul. But apparently, with the goalkeeper position, that's where it gets a little dicey. Apparently, but I'm not saying that's. I mean, it's not. It's like there's wiggle room in the rules apparently for goalkeepers, and there was a decision.
I mean, you can't touch a keeper, right? You can't touch a keeper as a player, so he has no right to clatter through somebody.
No,
that's
yeah. I'm not arguing that it wasn't a penalty, but I'm arguing why the decision could have been made at that time. Obviously, they were wrong, but I'm just saying I think this might have been.
So I'm asking you, how do they make that mistake? Who was the ref? Like, if they need to be investigated because it's another at Old Trafford incident.
Oh,
deep in a game. Like this is more evidence. That Old Trafford has that, like I'm just saying, dude, like this is not the first time.
Okay, yeah, I mean it could be. I mean the occasion does get to some refs and they can't handle it, It's a big stadium, it's a big presence. Old Trafford at home, last minute penalty. Do you really want to do that? That's what it comes down to,
Yeah. But you see, this is what we talked about last year. Like we're begging, all of us on this panel are crying out for consistency. Like it's inexcusable, and I just think if you miss something like that, that shouldn't be your job. You need to be demoted. All right, maybe don't fire the man, but I would say no more Premier League games for you, like this season. You're back up to the Championship to learn what a foul is.
Yeah, I don't know how deep the referee roster is or whatever, and what the rule is. Maybe they got some sort of 3-strike rule now or something in place. Who knows what Howard Webb's doing behind the scenes.
Webb said this kind of shit was going to stop.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. They've been pretty good about these new time wasting rules. Yellow cards for kicking the ball away, yellow cards for managers, and all that stuff. But this one was a weird one. I wonder if we'll get some explanation. Dale Johnson, he's the ESPN guy who always does all things refereeing and VAR. He posted something about an incident like this happening last year with Jose Sa on the other side. It wasn't quite as clear cut, but he gave the explanations, and that's kind of where I got the whole thing about it being a goalkeeper going up for the ball and not it's not the same as a player going up for the ball, something like this. But I think it was a penalty. I was ready to concede a penalty. I don't think it was a red card. I don't even think it was a yellow card. It was just a foul. It was clumsy, and you should and you know how I am. I am all for punishing lazy defending, and that was complete lazy defending and a lazy challenge by Onana. And if we want the game to grow, we need better offense, or we need to give offense the advantage. And that was a clear situation where offense should have been given the advantage with a penalty.
Yeah, and I still, it hasn't changed my mind about Onana. I think I said to you guys, I feel like he's going to cost you some points somewhere. And man, was he lucky to get away with that one.
Yeah,
and that's in game one. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't bode well.
That one decision was the kind of the clincher between him being man of the match and him being, just having a horrible opening
outside
game.
That, I thought he had a great game. I mean, he kept you in it.
Great game
at times.
And
so, to be fair, I'm not. Some of the shots were pretty easy for a top class keeper, I think, to save. It's not like he was facing a Haaland rocket every few minutes, but I thought he made a number of saves.
Yeah.
He did everything you'd want him to do, everything De Gea would have done. We lauded De Gea's shot stopping. Onana did that no problem. I thought he had a really good game up until that moment, and that's what I mean. It's just I think there will be times this season where the little craziness in him is gonna come out.
Absolutely. And that's the life of a goalkeeper, right? It's, you could have a perfect game for 90, 95 minutes and one 10-second lapse, and then everyone wants you out of the club. You know, your legendary status is ripped away from you, you know, all this stuff. They want to, you know, kick you to the curb, go to Saudi, you know, all this stuff. That's the life of a goalkeeper. And yeah, I think Onana had a good game, and I do think the team needs to level up in possession to match Onana now, which is going to be the challenge for the weeks to come now. Hey there, hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, consider subscribing to the 91st Minute here on YouTube. Also, feel free to use the links in the description to follow us on all social media platforms.